Welcome, and thank you for joining us today, September 21st, 2024. My name is Audrey Shola Momo. I am a volunteer and member of the League of Women Voters, Oakland. Our chapter, along with all the chapters in Alameda County, are pleased to have as partners today AAUW Oakland Piedmont Branch, Alameda County Bar Association, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, aka AKA, Asian Immigrant Women Advocates, Center for Elders Independence, Centro Legal de la Raza, East Bay Housing Organization, National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Oakland Violence Prevention Coalition, Piedmont Pines Neighborhood Association, and SPUR. The League of Women Voters is a trusted membership organization that encourages informed and active participation in the government. We do not endorse or oppose candidates or political parties. The League participates in issue advocacy and voter education. The advocacy arm of the League may take positions on issues or ballot measures. This forum is presented by the education arm of the League, which does not endorse or oppose candidates or political parties, nor take positions on issues or ballot measures. All right. Before we introduce the candidates, I have a few logistical items to review. The candidates and our community partners have all agreed to participate under the guidelines set for this forum. The candidate forums today are televised by KTOP, Oakland's cable access station, and live streamed on the city's website, oaklandca.gov/OAKMTG. The forums are being recorded and can be reviewed later on the League of Women Voters website or the YouTube channel. The recording of this event is owned by the League of Women Voters Oakland. Filming or recording these sessions by anyone other than KTOP is not permitted, though you are allowed to take photos. Alrighty, we are hosting an in-person candidate forum for the 13 Oakland races over 2 Saturdays, today, the 21st, and on October 5th. We are presenting 8 sessions today and the remaining 5 on Saturday, October 5th, here in City Hall. The full schedule can be found on the poster outside the door or on our website, lwvoakland.org/decide. This session is for the position of board member for East Bay Regional Park District, Ward 4. There are 4 candidates running in this position: Taryn Edwards, Luana Espana, Susan Gonzalez, and Tim McHannon. There will be 4 candidates listed on the November 5th ballot for this position. 2 of the candidates, Tim McHannon and Taryn Edwards, are unable to participate today. Both have provided candidate statements. The candidates participating in today's meeting met the criteria for participation according to the protocols and ground rules, which you will find on the table outside for reference. All right, here's our process for the forum. Each candidate will have 1.5 minutes for opening remarks. Candidates will have 1.5 minutes to respond to each question. There will be a lightning round whose questions will be limited to yes or no. Please keep an eye on the timekeeper who will signal each candidate with the different color signs marked 30 seconds remaining and stop. As moderator, I may verbally give you these prompts as well. Thank you. That means stop talking. All right. We will also take live questions from the audience. And audience, we encourage you to please ask as many questions as you can fit on your cards. If you look over there, you'll see where you can grab a card. All right, before we begin, candidates, in order to be heard on KTOP, you will need to turn on your mic by pushing the on button and speaking directly into the microphone. When you are done, please be sure to turn your mic to the off position. All righty, almost there, people, almost. All right, as I shared, unfortunately, 2 of our candidates were not able to be here today. One of the candidates, Tim, could not attend the forum today, but he provided a written statement that I will read for the first time, so please bear with me. And I will read it on his behalf. Thank you for the opportunity to submit this statement for consideration by the League and the voting public. My name is Tim Mikahan. I am running to represent Ward 4 on the East Bay Regional Park District Board of Directors. I've lived in the Bay Area for nearly 20 years, most of which have been in Alameda County. I'm raising my family here and work here as an attorney, previously with the focus on clean energy development and now serving clients in the heavily regulated industry. My decision to run is rooted in deep commitment to our environment and community. Our parks are more than just green spaces. They are vital to our health and well-being and the preservation of our natural heritage. I believe we need to protect and expand these spaces while ensuring they are accessible and welcoming to everyone. I'm running a completely self-funded grassroots campaign, so you can rest assured I won't be beholden to any special interests or groups. If elected, I will prioritize sustainable practices, enhance community engagement, and support programs that make our parks more inclusive. I bring over 15 years of legal experience, a passion for the environment, and a strong desire to give back to the community that has given so much to my family. Thank you for your consideration, and I hope to own your voters' support in this election. All right, we've got one more to go, and then we can actually hear from someone else's voice. Taryn Edwards is also unfortunately unable to be here. Taryn Edwards provided this statement. Taryn Edwards is a librarian and public historian from San Leandro. She is running for East Bay Regional Parks District because she believes our park's heritage and future are at risk from climate change and competing interests. Her goals are to improve the park's climate resiliency, protect the biodiversity of the region, and preserve the parks as wild places. She has spent her career championing democratic values through direct service and public events. These experiences provided her with a diverse set of skills that will aid her as a director. She is comfortable working with public officials, business leaders, and serving as a voice for the community. Our parks as wild spaces are the next generation's birthright, and Taryn wants to continue her work as guardian of our region's heritage for them and for the plants and animals that call it home. Thank you for considering her for this position, and she looks forward to working together. All right, folks, thank you for bearing with my voice for this long of a time. As we have finished this portion of it, flipping it back over, we are now ready to hear from the candidates in the room. All right, now let's begin with our first candidate, Luana, and please correct me at any time if I mispronounce your name. You will have 1.5 minutes to give your opening statement. Susan. I love the honesty already. Susan, please go first.
Okay, first I'd like to say thank you to the League for hosting this event. My name is Susan Gonzalez, and here are a few facts about me. I worked for the East Bay Regional Park District for a total of 16 years as an executive. While there, I restructured benefits, which resulted in millions of dollars of savings. This was done while maintaining quality benefits and salaries, as is evidenced by the fact that I have been endorsed by 3 prior union presidents, one of whom is a current park director. Another fact about me is I expanded the district's apprenticeship and internship programs, which resulted in jobs for youth, training opportunities in non-traditional employment for women and minorities. The district won an international award as well as a local and regional award for these programs and was recognized as one of the top 100 places to work by the San Francisco Chronicle, one of the top 100 in the Bay Area. I am endorsed by 2 former park directors, former general manager, 2 former assistant general managers, former CFO controller, and the entire retiree association. All of this is to say that people who are familiar with my work ethic endorse me.
My name is Luana Espana, and if you were lucky growing up, you had access to parks, a place where you could hike, bike, swim, ride your bike, or picnic with your family. As children, you simply enjoyed these places, but there were many people behind the scenes planning. I grew up running in the East Bay Regional Parks, and one of the first people I met was Thomas, an African-American park ranger. And when I met him, I knew the outdoors was for me because representation matters. I have ran through elementary school and through college, and the outdoor spaces have made me the runner I am and the person I am. And I have come back to give back. I have served on the board of the Bay Area Ridge Trail Council, the East Bay Regional Park District Park Advisory Committee, and Hayward Area Recreation Park District Citizen Advisory Committee. And as I said earlier, I have come back to give back. This morning in service, I was co-leading the coastal cleanup with Nurture for Nature at Middle Harbor Shoreline Park because I care about climate resiliency, equitable access, and sustainable planning. And now I'm running to become your next East Bay Regional Park Director, Ward 4.
Thank you both. All right, now we will begin with our first round of questions. And again, audience, if you have any questions, please feel free to grab a card and fill them out. I will answer those as well, or ask those as well. All righty. How would you approach increasing access to the parks for our underserved populations? And on this one, we'll have Luana go first.
Yes, I think as far as first for increasing access, a new idea that I would like to introduce to the park is an advisory committee in Ward 4. And in Ward 4, that would bring individuals from the flatlands in Deep East Oakland and also ashland areas and unincorporated areas to start stewardship within the park and coming up with different ideas to become more engaged. But as far as increasing access, there are several things that we can currently do now. And one is working with the equity officer and bolstering some of the programs that they have for outreach. What I'll bring to it different is as a community affairs representative, I work with 120 different nonprofits within this area for a large agency, and I'll be connecting directly with those individuals. Two, as far as transportation is key. We need to find creative ways outside of public transportation to bring more underserved communities there, but not just give them a bus, but have programming that is relevant to their community. And then three, for access, is just as far as we really need to start building more with some of the different groups. Sorry.
Thank you. Susan?
Well, the parks are for everyone, and I was very happy to see that the board recently approved 6 contracts to provide transportation for lower-income families, seniors, and disabled. Some of the parks are remote, and access is really difficult. I would also like to continue to support the Park Foundation and its grants for underserved youth. It is sometimes the first or only opportunity that individuals have to be able to have a camping experience. I would like to see the continuation of Crown Beach's program of Bay Adventure, which is a program that helps, that provides swim, boating, type of academy, swim lessons for individuals, for youth that are ages 8 to 12. And I think I would continue to support those types of activities. In addition to that, I'd like to see an expansion of the environmental education program to better connect with the schools so that there would be more education and connection there, the organization.
Thank you. Our second question, this is from the audience. How should we balance the needs of our homeless and unhoused population with the public's right to access our parks and recreational spaces? This will start with Susan.
I'm sorry, could you repeat it again?
How should we balance the needs of our homeless and unhoused population with the public's right to access our parks and recreational spaces?
Well, again, I would say that the parks are for everyone. So for the public to have access to our parks is fully appropriate. I'm not sure if the question is really addressing, when you say housing, if we are to provide housing there. The district does provide some limited housing for its employees, but currently, and I do believe fundamentally that it should maintain those housing, but for employees only. It should not be expanded to homeless encampments. I don't think that's appropriate.
Thank you. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes, if you could repeat it one more time.
How should we balance the needs of our homeless and unhoused population with the public's right to access our parks and recreational spaces?
I feel like this question is more of an issue that is impacted with local parks as far as in city than the East Bay Regional Parks. We don't have the same type of homeless encampments that you see just going down the block here in Oakland. And as far as what you can do for balancing the needs, the city is in a different place between budget-wise when addressing those issues, because the East Bay Regional Parks is funded 80% on property taxes. So we're not dealing with the same type of pools of money, but as far as when we're addressing parks and the homelessness within it, we have to think about what other type of services we can provide, and we really do need more type of centers. I know they're looking at some near the Port of Oakland as far as navigation centers for homeless, because we really need to have that. We need to have more social workers going into the different parks, because people do need a safe place, but we just can't move some of the individuals out of the parks without providing comprehensive wraparound services. So for the different parks here that are impacted by that, we really need to give those comprehensive services so people can enjoy the parks.
Thank you. And this will be our last questions that we may end on time. Do you have any ideas for increasing public engagement in the district management process? And this starts with Luana.
Yes, currently they have a park advisory committee, which I serve as the vice chair, but those are really specific seats from different electeds or mayor councils or labor unions. So as far as we're not necessarily touching the demographics within our area. So even though I'm representing Ward 4 currently, I have to be connected differently with the communities. So I think we have to find different, as far as within those PACs, is having more of a component where we're having meetings as far as with different representatives from those areas. But as far as increasing overall engagement, I think the park does do a really good job as far as when they're doing their different type of CEQA processes. And they've had a lot of creative engagement with, as far as with different organizations that are impacted by sea level rise. So I'm seeing a more diverse group as far as who are not currently engaged as part of those processes. But we need to have representation in that. And I know as far as in my PAC seat, one seat will go to Alameda, San Leandro, and the other will be between the DP Oakland and.
Thank you.
Yes.
Susan, would you like me to repeat the question? Yes, please. Alrighty. Do you have any ideas for increasing public engagement in the district management process?
Okay, I would say that the Park District has always had a history of working collaboratively with many user groups, and many user groups that have differing interests. So I would say the Sierra Club is, for example, a group that has many interests, and sometimes the interests of that group are a little bit different than, say, the bicycle group. Which might be different than the equestrian group, or might be different than the dog walkers. And so I think it is recognized, and I recognize that there are all legitimate forms of recreation, and it's really very important for these user groups to come together. I would advocate continuing to collaborate with those user groups, because I think they're all really important. They're all really important to the viability of the organization, and it is important for people like myself to be able to hear from those individuals and to get a sense of what those particular issues are. I would say that within the parks, it's really important, and it's the master plan really guides it, the continued use of user groups, designation of areas, and then enforcement on a lot of issues.
Thank you. You both will now have a chance to give 1-minute closing statements. We will reverse the order that we went with. So Luana, you will begin.
So I'd like to say, as far as I'm highly qualified for this job, and I just would like to speak as far as being on the Trail User Working Group for 2 years. There were 3 people of color, and not one of them was from one of the organizations. We were all representing the Multicultural Advisory Committee, Outdoor Afro, or Spanish language newspaper. So though these groups exist, we need real representation. And as far as in the 90-year history of the park, the Race for Ward 4 provides a historic opportunity. I'd like to say, as far as I come with a management background from AT&T's Fast Track program, master's from the Goldman School of Public Policy, and I'm endorsed by 4 of the sitting East Bay Regional Park Directors, Nate Miley, the Central DIMS, the Alameda County Building and Trades, Empower Oakland, Doug Linney from the East Bay Mud Board, David Peters for WOCAN, and Kevin Jenkins, just to name a few.
Thank you. Susan?
Well, I have a total of 40 years of experience working in local government, 16 of which has been with the East Bay Regional Park District. And I have served on the commission that was appointed, a commission on the status of women. I have worked on ad hoc commissions with the city of San Leandro. I have worked very closely with staff, with the union over the years, with retirees, in making myself available to answer questions. I was an instructor at USF, San Francisco State, Cal State East Bay, teaching human resource management. I feel that I have an excellent background, and what is most important is that I have a proven track record with East Bay Regional Park District. I have achieved a great deal of success, and I'm confident that if people vote for Susan Gonzalez, that they are going to continue to see that.
Thank you both. All right. We will now end this portion of our candidate forum. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Oakland and our community partners, I want to thank the attendees for their participation today. And we also want to thank the audience for coming to meet the candidates and proposing thoughtful questions. This forum will be rebroadcast on KTOP, Oakland's government access cable station, on Channel 10 on Xfinity Comcast, or Channel 99 on AT&T Uverse. The recordings will be posted on the League of Women Voters Oakland website, lwooakland.org/decide, and our YouTube channel. For further information about upcoming forums, including the one that's coming up on Saturday, October 5th, the candidates, and ballot measures, please visit the League's website. We encourage voters to visit vote 411.org, our award-winning, not to brag, but to brag, personalized voter resource. You can see that what will be on your specific ballot and find expanded information about candidates and ballot measures. Alrighty. And in closing, we want to thank again the members of the League of Women Voters Oakland for the hands-on work that we all do, defending our democracy and empowering voters. While we never endorse a candidate, we are directly involved in shaping important issues and keeping our community strong. If you would like to be involved with the men and women making this democracy work for everyone, it's easy to join the League. Again, we encourage you to visit our website, lwvoakland.org. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, X, and our YouTube channel. Look for our voter education materials such as easy voter guides, pros and cons, and more, which are distributed in print and online, and in multiple languages. Reminder for all y'all, Election Day is November 5th. If you have moved or changed your name or wish to change your party affiliation since you last registered, you need to re-register. Online registration is available at the Secretary of State's website, sos.ca.gov. It's secure and easy. The deadline to register is exactly 1 month from today, October 21st, 2024. Please don't wait till then. In Alameda County, every voter will be mailed a ballot. You can vote early at one of the 24 vote centers in Oakland, or vote by mail by filling out your ballot and making sure you've signed the outside of the envelope. Return it via U.S. mail, no post is required, or you can drop it off at one of the many drop boxes around Oakland and Alameda County. Please encourage your family members, friends, neighbors, acquaintances, work buddies, anyone, dog walker, cat sitter, that person you crossed down the street and it looked like maybe they voted once, in Alameda County to vote, and please not to miss the October 21st deadline. You may register conditionally and vote provisionally in person at the Registrar of Voters office or at any of the many vote centers throughout the county. To find out even more information, go to acvote.alamedacountyca.gov. This concludes this portion of the forum. We hope you will stick around for our last candidate forum in 30 minutes. Thank you.